Passage 2. Part 1a. Aulus Cluentius Habitus, the father of this man, was, members of the jury, a bloke, leading light in his decency, reputation and high birth not only of the town of Larinum whence he came, but also the shire and neighborhood. When he died in the consulship of Sulla and Pompus 88 BC, he left this man, aged 15, yet grown up in a marriageable daughter, whom soon after the death of her father, married Aulus Aureus Melanus, her cousin, a young man in his prime, as he was then considered both respectable and noble among his contemporaries. Although that marriage was full of dignity, full of harmony, there suddenly arose a troublesome woman's unspeakable lust, associated not only with infamy but also with crime. Passage 2. Part 1b. For Sassia, mother of this habitus, for she will be called mother by me in every case, even though she behaves with the hatred and cruelty of an enemy to this man Aulus Cluentius Habitus, mother, I shall say, nor will she ever hear about her crime and brutality in such a way that she loses nature's name id est mother. For the more loving and kind the name of mother itself is, the more will you think worthy of greater hatred the remarkable crime of that mother, who for many years now and now more than ever has wanted her son killed. Passage 2. Part 1c. Therefore that mother of Habitus, captured by love for that young man Melanus, her own son-in-law, against that which was proper, at first was contained in that desire, in whatever way she could, yet not for very long. Then she began to be excited in such a way by her folly, to be carried away by her inflamed lust in such a way that no decency, no duty, no family disgrace, no reputation among people, no suffering of her son, no grief of her daughter called her back from her desire. Passage 2. Part 2a. She seduced the mind of a young man not yet strengthened by wisdom and reason with all things with which that age can be captured and bewitched. The daughter who was not only tormented by the common grief of a woman in the wrongs of that kind of a husband, but could not bear the unspeakable prostitution of her mother, about which she thought could not even complain without crime, wanted the rest to be unaware of her own enormous misfortune. She grew old with grief and tears in the hands and laps of this most loving brother of hers. But look, there was a sudden divorce, which seemed would be a comfort all her misfortunes. Cluentius leaves Melina not unwillingly in such great undoing, and not gladly from a husband. Passage 2. Part 2b. Then indeed that eminent and brilliant mother began openly to rejoice in her happiness and to triumph in her joy, victor over her daughter, not her lust. She no longer wanted her reputation to be harmed with shady suspicions. That marriage bed which 2 years ago she had bedecked for her daughter on her wedding, she ordered to be adorned or bedecked for herself in the same house after she had driven out and thrown out her daughter. The mother-in-law marries her son-in-law with no supporters, no promoters, with all the destructive omens with everyone. Passage 2. Part 3a. O woman's crime, unbelievable and unheard of in all life except this one. O unbridled and unrestrained lust. O singular daring! Shouldn't you have been afraid, if not of the power of the gods and reputation of men, yet that very night in those nuptial torches, the threshold of the bedroom, the bed of your daughter, the walls, and finally the witnesses themselves of the previous marriage. She broke and overthrew everything with her passion and madness. Her sex drive overcame her decency, her boldness, her fear, her folly, her capacity for rational thought. Passage 2. Part 3b. Her son took the shared disgrace to his family, to his relatives, to his name badly. But his misery was increased by the daily complaints and non-stop weeping of his sister. However, he decided that he should do nothing more serious in such great harms and such great wickedness of his mother than that he should not have dealings with her, lest those things which he could not see without the deepest grief of his heart he might be thought not only to see them but actually to approve of them with his own judgment if he were to have dealings with his mother. Passage 2. Part 3c. All as Cluentius had seen no disaster in his life, has approached no danger of death, has feared no evil which had not been brought about and embarked by his mother. All these things which he would not speak about at this time, and if he could not cover them with forgetfulness, nevertheless allowed them to be concealed by his maintaining silence. But indeed she conducts herself in such a way that he cannot keep absolutely quiet in any way.